last left off, um, your group was traveling by train to Verdania from the Aether Forge. After successfully extracting Professor Alderdice from what seemed to be an assassination attempt by a mysterious group known as the Revenant that seemed to have a mix of abilities somewhat reminiscent of your colleague Neri, in a way, maybe a little reminiscent of your current colleague Mazarin. But regardless, on the train, there was an attack, seemingly by one of these creatures, individuals. You somehow successfully deduced which of the many suspicious passengers were most suspicious, and were able to force the Revenant and its tether out of hiding, and seemingly slayed the tether and the Revenant? Question mark. And with that, you were given a reward of a token of appreciation by one of the more wealthy merchants, who also asked you to look her up if you needed any trade while you were in Verdania. And as your train pulls into the town, who do you see but Marion waiting for you? And
what a surprise.
That is where we will start, is your group having successfully again defended Professor Alderdice from being massacred. As the wounded professor gathers with your group as you prepare to exit the train, there is a light rain in the otherwise kind of beautiful cityscape that makes this part of Verdania on the outskirts, as you can still see the luscious green forest around. That is where we are beginning. You see Marion is holding an umbrella as there is a very light drizzle. She also appears to be holding a briefcase as she just looks over you all expectantly, waiting for you to exit the train.
Exit.
Okay. Charles steps off. No words shared between Marion and the party. She, right as Charles exits, she begins walking out towards, kind of back a little bit towards the wilderness, kind of to the edge of the cobblestone platform of this station, kind of to an area where there's kind of a beautiful overlook of the forest to the southeast. And in a place where there are very clearly no passersby. You do see a couple more wealthy individuals that seem to be waiting to get on the train, and you see a large detachment of rail wardens that seem to be waiting with Marion as they go in and are very loudly like clearing the bodies and the kerfuffle from the murder mystery on the Callaway Express. From the ride before.
Not much of a mystery, but definitely a lot of murder.
A little bit of a mystery.
A little bit of mystery.
I thought it was a little bit.
I'm disconnected.
I think there was significantly more murder than mystery.
Luminore's gonna try and fix her hair because she probably looks like a mess, and then realize there's like train glass in it and stuff, and just kind of give up before stepping out with Charles.
I'll offer my hand to the whole party to help them down, especially the
what?
The professor.
Okay.
So I assume he's old and frail.
Yes,
What did you think I was going to say?
The professor doesn't take your hand, mainly because he doesn't notice. He just kind of like stumbles off the train. And with that, Marion steps forward and kind of links arm with him. And she just goes, "Oh, Professor, you must have had such a rough journey. Allow me to help with some of that." And you watch as she just gently places a hand on him, and you just see his posture go upright a little bit as there appears to be this like brief moment of this like divine magic as some of his wounds are healed. She will guide him over to a bench that's next to some rail wardens as they're just there like manning their post in the station. And she literally parks him between two rail wardens and just says, "If you don't mind, why don't you go ahead and rest your legs here while I have a discussion with my group." And she looks over to you and then kind of beckons you over to the far off point of the station with the overlook of the forest.
So is she our boss again?
I don't think
I
we
mean-
know yet.
Alright, just
I'll
seeing,
follow, I guess.
Mazarin kind of cuts through your group and makes a beeline towards Marion. And in kind of like an uncharacteristic way, you hear Mazarin kind of yell from across the station, "Hey!" And Marion kind of like stops in her tracks, and she just, you hear Mazarin continue as she just says, "You know, I don't want to speak for the rest of my group, but I'm getting a little pissed off about having zero information and being kept completely in the dark, having our quote unquote handler change to someone that dies, and now we're back with you, and we're just getting sent off every which way without any understanding of what we're actually doing, without a clear understanding of whether or not any of this is sanctioned by the Ledgerman, because it definitely seemed like it wasn't, and seemingly openly acting against the Sixth House. So, yes, if you're here to replace Ainsley, who is terrible, by the way, but if you're here to replace her, sure, but we're going to need to start over, and we're going to need to get a lot more information. Again, I don't want to speak for the group. This all kind of just came out, but quick temperature check, and she looks back at the rest of the group.
That's really what I wanted to ask. Thanks for saying it all.
Yeah, I might have said it a little bit different, but same message.
She turns and looks at Marion, and I assume at this point you all gather around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, she says, "I am inclined to agree with you. I think you could all tell that I had put a lot at stake within your group, and I've put myself at a great deal of personal risk to ensure your success. But you're right. Ever since your induction into the Ledgerman, I have not been honest with you." And she looks at you, Luminora. She says, "When you were sent to investigate the Oracle, this was not a task that was assigned to you by the Ledgerman. It was also not a task that was assigned to you by the Spymaster. In fact, more likely than not, the Spymaster probably is unaware of your existence. Your excursion into the Embermaw was not my doing. That was Fisher and a corrupt ledgerman that sidelined you for that task. However, your recent excursion into the Aether Forge to retrieve, and she kind of gestures towards the bench, Professor Alderdice, was a task that we set you on. And I apologize for the behavior of my colleague, Ainsley.
She's dead. It's all right.
Thank you, Enoch.
Who is we?
Good question.
You watch as she, like, her hands are kind of trembling and she starts fidgeting with them and, like, shaking them out. Some of you may recall when you were in the Sanctiforge, learning a little bit about how the Oracle works. You may have stumbled across some information regarding how the Oracle selects potential dissidents. Does this ring a bell to anyone?
Vaguely.
Okay. So she takes a big deep breath. I work with an organization that is known as the Shattered Covenant. You more than likely have not heard of this organization because this organization is considered to be in open insurrection against the Sacred Machine. And you watch as she carefully studies the looks on all of your faces as she says that.
Thinly veiled surprise.
I've got a shit-eating grin on.
This looks quizzical. Wait a minute. Does that mean that we were not selected by the founder and were instead selected by the Shattered Covenant?
The founder's invention, his sacred machine, is a failed state. This is a totalitarian and apocalyptic monstrosity that has already destroyed and perverted the nature of the land of Mordun, and is beginning to do the same within Karsus and Drakmire.
Yeah, we know that. That does not answer the question I asked.
It does, because the founder doesn't choose anything. He is a man, and more likely than not, a dead man whose abomination of a company has been taken up by greedy oligarchs who have bent it and further perverted it to fit their own personal needs. So no, the founder did not choose you. The founder doesn't choose anything because the founder doesn't exist.
I mean, did the Oracle or whoever the fuck select the Ledgerman Is that the same group of people that selected us, or was it your group of people?
Both.
Oh,
The
fucking shit.
the Oracle is it is, as far as we understand, and partially thanks to your investigation, a living being that has been subjugated by the founder during his rise. Now, this being feeds on living souls. And basically, what has been done is the Oracle has the ability to divine an individual's propensity for insurrection. And the sixth house and the sacred machine has essentially been feeding it its own people, weeding out anyone who might be particularly dissatisfied enough that they would behave in a way that is not in line with the sacred machine.
So, how did you all get the Oracle to act for your purposes?
The same way that its current masters do. It is a piece of living machinery that generates a dissonance coefficient when you speak a name. Now, what our group was tinkering with is the idea of permutational dissonance. Meaning, what if you took multiple individuals or a group of 5 individuals and began randomly generating permutations of normal, everyday citizens? And what if you combine them into a group and generate a shared dissonance coefficient? Some of our arcanists, myself included, began playing with this idea. We began pulling random citizens, and determining what numbers would come up. It was mostly an academic endeavor. And one day, there was a number that was generated that was specifically considered to be an outlier. And the names happened to be Yedin Narek, Charles Brand, Luminora Catharis, Sal Brentwood, and then she just looks at Mazarin. A typical dissonance coefficient that would warrant your, we call it rehabilitation, but let's be honest, what it is an execution, a slow one, would be 0.01. And the shared dissonance coefficients work on approximately the same scale. Would you like to know what your dissonance coefficient was?
Sure.
She pulls out a little notebook and she just says, Yedin Narek, 0.08. Charles Brand, 0.01. Luminor Catharis, less than 0.01. Sal Brentwood, 0.09. Mazarin, less than 0.01. Now, would anyone like to know what your dissonance coefficient was when you combine these individuals together?
Yeah.
She begins, you see she begins kind of breathing a little heavily as she looks around, and she just says, 1.00.
I assume that's not great.
for whatever reason,
Pretty bad.
that five
Close.
particular group of names, if put together and who knows, given some structure, some pressure, we don't know what, but something in their future leads to a devastating outcome for the stability of the sacred machine.
How does Enoch fit into this?
Yes. Yadin is dead. What is our coefficient now?
Can't imagine I help it.
Find something.
Ever
That's
since your first trek into the Sanctiforge, I have not been able to as easily access the divine machinery of the Oracle. So, yes, Neri's death was not predicted, and I won't try to shirk any of my responsibility for that. But I have to believe that whatever role that he played was foreseen, and that perhaps his death is somehow related to the chain reaction that brings down this terrible machine. So I don't know if his death complicates this. I don't know if this changes anything. None of us knew what would happen if we put you all into a group. And we didn't have a very obvious mechanism of doing that. I mean, there was a discussion of trying to conscript you all into the Steel Covenant, but with Luminora's military prestige and her family, that would not be doable. So the only feasible way to do this was through the Ledgerman.
Is that why there was such a big to-do about us right off at the bat?
She kind of nods and says, selling the idea that the Oracle decreed this was a stretch. And for the most part, the higher-ups within the Sixth House, within the Divinorum, saw it as they just had bigger fish to fry. Now, I still have a She closes her eyes and she just says, Mazarin, you're right. I have been trying to set you on a path without giving you the information as to what was going on in the background. And she looks at you, Luminora, and says, and as much as I wanted to be honest with you, I felt I was afraid. I was afraid of losing an opportunity to make a difference, losing an opportunity to potentially bring down the sacred machine, and lose your trust, which it seems I've made worse by withholding this information. But I've put your lives at risk with no understanding of what you've been fighting for, and that stops here and now. She says, she pulls out a manila folder and hands it to you, Marion. Or sorry, Luminora.
I take it.
This is a full report into my own covert activities within my position within the 6th house under the Spy Master that I abused to trick your group, your unsuspecting group, into committing acts of treason that you thought was under the pretense of a direct order from the Divinorum and the Office of the Spy Master. This labels me as a traitor, and if given to the right hands, would mark me for death and presumably make it so that I would be hunted to the ends of the earth until found, probably tortured until I gave up any co-conspirators, and ultimately gives you a clean slate to go back to the Ledgerman, to go back to receiving tasks by the wealthy, to police and tax the less wealthy. And in this fucked up system, probably give you some of the best quality of life that you would be able to, other than those of you who were highborn. Mazarin, Luminora, I assume you would all be sent back to your respective duties, hopefully with not too much of a blemish on your record. The rest of you, I would try to make it such that the Ledgerman would take you back and put you through the proper training if you wanted to continue a life with them. So, if you would like to go that route, I have done my very best to leave that door open for you. And you watch as she's just scanning over the group. Or perhaps you've seen enough in the Dalmiri wastes. Perhaps you've watched your friends die without an understanding as to why, but for the conquest of a man who's long since dead. She looks at you, Luminora, and says, perhaps you've begun to question the hierarchy of this whole system, and that we worship the founder as a god, and that a true and tangible demigod like Zalathea and all of her amazing daughters still bend the knee to a system that doesn't respect them and doesn't appreciate their talents or their prior feats, up to and including saving the world. Or, and looking at Sal, says, perhaps you've had enough of seeing your niece, your nephew, get thrown into a system that treats children like a factory and just turns them into soldiers or slaves or monsters like the Revenant. And then she looks at Mazarin and says, which I'm sure you are having some uncomfortable realizations about. So if any of what I just said rings true, and if any of you have a fire in your heart to do something about that, to risk your lives, not just so that you could have a better life or that your loved ones can have a better life, but perhaps all of Mordun can be rid of this diseased thing once and for all. And if you'd like to do that, then I would have you follow me north.
Fuck it, Revenant. I'm in.
I don't want to pressure anyone here, but I think this should be a unanimous decision. And I also think that if there is anyone here that doesn't want to risk their lives, their reputation, and potentially the lives of their loved ones, I think that that should be respected.
So did we kidnap that professor for you?
The intelligence arm of the Shattered Concord is specifically concerned with the redeployment of the Revenant Project and the notion of these monsters being used against regular citizens. As part of this, we are desperate for any intelligence regarding how these things work. And we caught wind of Professor Alderdice being ousted from the Revenant Project, and your group was sent there. She kind of like pauses and like gives a bit of a ashamed look at you, Luminora, knowing that you would intercept a team of Sixth House assassins with the hope that you would be able to overpower them and safely extract the professor, given his extensive knowledge of the Revenant Project. And I would like to point out that I was not aware of this specific task or the details wherein, and had I known of the dangers of it, I never would have signed off on this.
Did you know
I
they were
only-
well trained?
I knew that you were going to the Aether Forge. I knew that there was something involving Professor Alderdice. I did not know that that mission would be carried out that way. And I know I've done nothing to gain your trust, but I promise you I would not have co-signed it if so just talk about it. And again, please be respectful of anyone that wishes to forget that any of this ever happened. And she goes to walk away, and Luminora, she just kind of like reaches out a hand and then like kind of hesitates and then just kind of like brushes the back of her hand against your arm as she walks past you. So with that, you are left with this revelation, kind of staring out into the verdant forests of the Green Vale as you ponder which way your group wishes to take their destiny, and whether you even take it all together. You watch as Mazarin has not said a word since Marion started talking, and you watch as she just like steps out onto the overlook and is just like kind of placing the pen that she always carries kind of like on her chin, and is just like brooding as she looks out into the forest.
Charles takes out one of the cigarettes he rolled. Lights it. Walks over to Mazrin. Offers her a cigarette.
She'll take it.
I'll light it.
She lets out like a deep exhale. And you see there's like a tear going down her face. And she just kind of is like shaking her head, clearly looking a little bit frustrated. And she says, "You know, when we were on the train back there, when we first encountered that revenant,
Mm-hmm.
I heard the voice of my dad. He spoke to me through that thing. And he
Through the
told me to back
Revenant?
off. Yeah. And he told me to back off. That is the first time I've heard my father's voice since I joined the Ledgerman.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. So I think it's become painfully clear that before all this, I was a low-level agent within the Sixth House. She turns and now addresses the rest of the group. Was that said out loud? I don't know if I've ever said that out loud.
I don't think you have to us yet.
Nah, but you got spook vibes, so kind of assumed
That's
you're some
pretty
kind of
fitting.
assassin.
She takes a drag off of the cigarette and says, I promise you all, I've never heard of the Revenant Project. I don't know what the fuck those things are. And as I stared at one that tried to kill me, my dad spoke to me through it. And takes another drag off the cigarette. He didn't check to see that I was okay. He didn't bother explaining, I don't know, why he's involved in whatever this is and why some of their abilities seem awfully similar to mine. He just told me that I'm on the wrong side of this fight. And if there's anything about my father that I know, is that if he tells you something to be true, you know that it's probably the opposite. So, I don't know, Charles. I don't know if it was just a reflex, but I'm frustrated. Not that I've been lied to by her, or the Ledgerman, or the founder, but I've been lied to my whole life by what was supposed to be my only family. So I don't know where you're all leaning. Maybe I'll give you my opinion last, but I trust you guys. And I can understand if there is any hesitancy in reciprocating that, given my background. But I trust you guys. and she just turns back around and begins kind of staring back out the overlook.
Well, supposedly I had a wife and a life that I enjoyed. But the last thing I remember clearly is first day of basic. You know, getting your head shaved, all your boys learn how to be a soldier. That's the last thing I remember. It's the only thing I know. But learning what's been taken from me, I say, fuck the sacred machine. Fuck the founder. My vote's to burn it down. And if Marion's giving us a way to do that, sign me up.
The boy. Now you're thinking.
Glad to see I got put in a group with a bunch of fellow dissidents. A little worried in the beginning.
I was curious to see what you all thought on these things, but clearly I chose the right group.
You didn't choose us, Sal. We were put together.
Potato, tomato, same difference.
I am with you all. I understand the objective and the necessity. I won't lie and say I'm not upset by the process, but I have long felt that, I mean, you know, I don't really worship the founder like a normal person does, and I believe that the Daughters of Zalathea do deserve some freedom and standing on their own right, so I think I'm just a little shocked by the continuum of lies that we've been dealt, but happy to continue traveling with you all, figuring this out.
Well, Mazarin?
She looks over all of you and kind of like wipes a little bit of like that single tear that went down her eye. So there's just like a little bit of a, you know, like residual mark. And she looks at you, Charles, and she just puts her hand out and just says, "Fuck the founder."
How did she put her hand out? Like, for a handshake or for like a high five or like a
Like a
fist
group
bump?
this thing?
Yeah,
Like,
we gonna
Talk
yep,
about
yep,
her.
yep. The latter. And she's got kind of like a bit of a smirk on her face.
I put my hand on top of hers.
I put my hand in as well.
I throw mine on top.
Well, Enoch,
Baby,
part of the group or what, bud?
Oh, I've been here the whole time. This is wonderful. Fuck the founder.
You gotta put your hand on top.
Oh, is that okay? I'll put my hand on top.
Sorry. Fuck the founder on 3, 1, 2, 3. Fuck the founder.
Ah, little...
You guys all yell it.
Well,
Yeah.
Mazarin does. You watch as you all say "fuck the founder" really loudly, the 2 rail wardens that are standing next to Alderdice and Marion now are you watch as one of them kind of like gestures toward the other, and they like look at you a little confused. They're wearing like full on like face masks, so you can't really see them. And they just start kind of like walking over, and you watch as one just like puts his hand to his side, and you watch as he just like unclips a like his holster with like a sidearm that he's got as he starts just like walking closer.
Fuck, the founder
And-
really is good in all that he does for this
Raise the
nation.
founder.
And you watch as Mazarin just goes, I don't know, I got that. And she just like takes a big like drag of the cigarette, and just as she approaches, you hear the rail wardens just go, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna need to see some papers, please." And you watch as she just walks forward, holds a hand out, and you hear this like almost like this electronic like warbling musical note of like the as this dude is just sent flying back and hits a pole and falls down onto the train tracks as Mazarin holds out the black ledger and just goes, "Back off, assholes, ledgerman business." And with that, you watch as the other one just goes, I didn't. And with that, Marion stands up and she like looks over and like grabs the second one by the chin. And you watch she just like leans down to his level because she's a little taller and just says, "Your friend fell. He deserves the rest of the day off. In fact, so do you." And then just gives like a little smile and then just goes, "Well, it's getting to be about that time." And he just goes, "Oh, Paul, you fell." And he just goes, "I did." He's like, "We got to get you some help." And then he just like picks him up, and he's like clearly got some kind of back injury, and he's kind of like limping off. And then he just kind of turns and just says, "Thank you, stranger. Would you watch the place for me?" And Marion just goes, "Sure thing." And they just kind of limp off together. And with that, Marion just looks at you all and says, "I presume we've made a decision."
Fuck the founder.
I mean,
I go ahead and set the. There's a unilateral decision. Sorry, guys. Set the folder that she gave me on fire.
cool.
Okay.
Nice.
He just goes, that's a statement. There were train tickets in there.
Oh fuck.
Oh, my apologies.
Okay, it sounds like you won't be needing them anyways. Because we have a bit of a walk. Now, the safeguards placed on you by the ledgerman and my deceased colleague are good, but nothing is foolproof. And what that means is I cannot guarantee that Sixth House assassins or Revenant would not be able to track you. So, with that in mind, we are going to travel through the wastes of Verdania and the Green Vale to get to an encampment of the Shattered Covenant. We'll have a chance to rest, to drop off the good professor, and figure out our next steps. And this time, everyone gets a seat at the table. Does that sound good?
Yeah, is it like a literal table?
We'll.
It was a joke. We're good. I'm
And she
good.
just starts like rubbing her forehead and turning around and just begins walking.
Just kind of an intense mood, you know.
That was a good one. I thought, Charles.
Thank you.
I imagine they do have tables, though. So
Yeah,
it
no, I
would-
assume.
it would
yeah,
be. Come on, let's think.
Yeah.
It'd be very disappointing if we joined this organization and there were no tables.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I spent a long time no tables. But, you know.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to
She-
be trying to overthrow a whole empire.
Marion turns and just says, I have to ask, is this how you guys work?
What do you. You
Yes.
like banter?
He goes to Anne's ask,
the-
what do you mean? I'm like, yes.
The bickering and the nonsense?
It's
Tables aren't
90% of
nonsense.
what we do.
Seemed to work all right so far.
She, like, Luminar, she looks you up and down and almost looks surprised at you and just goes, interesting. And she turns around and begins walking.
So should we tell her about? Why can't I hear myself? We're all marked, literally, right? We can be tracked very easily.
Oh, the tattoos?
Well, that's what
Yeah.
she was saying about the whole.
Yes. So, in a perfect world,
God damn it.
that should only be. Sorry, I have partial elvish lineage, so if you want to sneak things by me, you'll have to be a little bit more quiet. I kind of actually thought that was directed towards everyone. I can pretend to not hear it if
Gotcha.
that was a. Okay.
It's all right.
In a perfect world, that should only be available to certain high-ranking members of the Shattered Covenant, who
And us.
and you all.
Wait, was Ainsley?
Wait, so Ainsley was in the
Part of the
Shattered
group?
Covenant?
She was.
Oh,
Oh, she was a total
that
bitch.
changes my opinion for
Oh.
sure.
No, doesn't change mine.
Sorry about
As I
sorry
mentioned,
for your loss.
Sorry.
it's. I mean, what's more devastating is the loss of about 20 members of our organization.
All those mercenaries?
Yeah, they weren't mercenaries. They were people that volunteered because they thought that what we were doing was the right thing.
So, how large is your group?
We are spread throughout. There is a chapter within, and she kind of like looks up, almost like she's doing a little bit of math on her own, as she's like counting out where. She goes, "There's a chapter within six cities. Obviously, well, the Divinorum is within its own, but we don't have a strong foothold within the Sanctiforge. But other than that, we have a chapter within the Aetherforge, Verdania, Conscriptus, Syndralis, and Farum. As far as total members, it's hard to say because
Secret.
there's not a formal membership. We partner with a lot of organizations that are on the fringe of the recognition of the FETC, which, by the way, you'll hear this a lot. Our people within our organization, when speaking amongst each other, tend to refer to the Sacred Machine as the FETC.
Why?
Because it feels cumbersome and stupid to call it the Sacred Machine. That's propaganda. We call it what it is. It is a company. It is a machine that is generated to make profit for the people at the top. So it is a combinations of companies put together that every other place in the world calls the FETC, or the Far Empire Trade Company.
What do they trade with?
I mean, this is a bit of a history lesson. The Far Empire Trade Company was one of the companies that was united by the founder to make this conglomeration that it is today. And being the largest one, the larger group took on that name. So in the olden days of the Oran Empire, where there was a people and a governance and a culture and a history, just like in Drakmire, the FETC was a trade company that would trade between Drakmire up until the discovery of Karsus and the collapse of the Oran Empire. There was even interplanar trade with the Fey realm, Celestials, even some of the Hells. And ultimately, when these companies became more powerful than the governments that they existed in, the leadership became puppets to this profit-making machine until at some point the middleman was cut out and the royalty and governance were slaughtered, and in their place was the thing that ruled them the whole time, which was the company. And with that, the founder founded what you currently know as the Sacred Machine, and what everyone else calls the Far Empire Trade Company. But you're right, we don't trade in goods, we trade in imperialism. We conquer.
Love it.
Correct.
Sound like quite the plague.
Correct.
So what's the plan? Like, big picture.
So,
Burn it down.
big picture. People refer to this as a sacred machine
Mm-hmm.
because ideally you have these different aspects of it that work in harmony for the collective good or profitability of the FETC. And those of you that have traveled, which is now all of you, would know that that's bullshit. That every district, every small time manager doesn't care at all about the founder's teachings. What they care about is themselves and pleasing their boss, who just wants to please their boss, who just wants to please their boss. So this thing is already fractured. All we need to do is pull the veil from the eyes of its people, publicly point out these systems that have already collapsed and that have just not realized that they have collapsed, and essentially pick it apart piece by piece from within. So one point of
That's all.
interest.
What I'm here for, baby.
I'm sorry, what was that? What was that, Luminor?
Oh, you just said that's all we need to do. Made it sound very straightforward, and that's seems like it's actually
Well-
quite complicated.
It's extremely complicated. And keep in mind, none of this really falls on you. I hate to take the divine providence out of your group being formed, but quite literally, the inception of this group was because a bunch of people, me included, were plugging in random numbers into a computational organism that spat out a number that seemed like it would be useful for our cause, and it was kind of a Hail Mary or a side project to just see what would happen, which I'm very sorry about.
Yeah, that sounds just a whole bunch of variables, side project.
Or the B side of a album.
Hey, at least you guys were part of some, experiment. I just got
Well,
lucky
welcome to
by
the
fate.
experiment. You're part of it now, buddy. So, what I meant was, after the inevitable fall of this FETC, then what?
There is an entire arm of our organization that is dedicated to that cause. And essentially, what we had in mind was that the 7 different holds within the 7 different territories within Mordun would be kept as is, and the people within would get to decide the nature of their governance. And essentially, we would have a network of unified city-states that would work together in rebuilding Mordun, yet be independent in choosing as to how their citizens live their lives respectively. It's going to be a rough and rocky road. There's hundreds of years of institutionalized corruption that is not going to vanish overnight. And before it can be rebuilt, it has to be burned down first. But you've now been privy to seeing some of the life within these cities. And as she says this, you're now walking through the streets of Verdania right now. And you watch as, like, you've now passed a couple individuals. You kind of notice it by the third one, but you watch as, like, this middle-aged halfling walks by. For a second, there's a double take because it almost reminds you a little bit of Neri. He is completely, like, soaked in dye. Like, you watch as he's almost got this tie-dye mix of, like, blue, green, and, like, yellow that goes up to his elbows as he's got his sleeves rolled up. And he's dripping in sweat. He is balding. His frame is, he looks like he works like a manual labor job, but his facial features seem like way more aged than you would expect on the frame that you see. And he walks past you in an apron that's kind of also like a butcher's apron that's also kind of covered in this material. And he just reeks of, like, this synthetic, sweet, plasticky smell that kind of makes you sick to your stomach as soon as you are within, like, 30 feet of him. And you kind of have to hold your breath as he walks by. And as he does, you just watch as he looks at you all with this dazed look, like he doesn't even know where he is. And he's just got this, like, complete, I mean, Charles, this weirdly is triggering a memory for you. And the way that he's looking, and you don't even know where you had this experience, but it reminds you of tending to cattle and seeing kind of like this blank, kind of bored stare in their eyes, and like this question of, like, wondering, like, what is going through their minds as they live their simple lives. And you see that same look in this guy's face. As, like, he's clearly toiling, he's clearly suffering, but he's just not home. And there's now the third person that's had that same, like, blank expression as he walks by, just like, dazed and like has enough of awareness to like sidestep your group and just like walk around you, but he doesn't say hello, doesn't say excuse me, just like sidesteps you guys and just kind of completely is like dream walking to wherever he's
Charles
going.
stops as he sees this person that has his memory. Just kind of like staring off. Like, you know, when you have a daydream or something.
Yeah. You all might notice Charles kind of staggers behind the group as he kind of turns his head and looks at this guy and kind of watches him leave. As Marion looks over the rest of your group and just kind of nods like this kind of proved her point.
Charles,
Charles.
You okay?
I don't know, deja vu. You know?
No, maybe you've been here before.
I mean, it doesn't look familiar.
I meant before your memories were changed.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I catch up to the group.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt where we're going if it's very important. This place seems terrible, but I mean, could we take a moment to relax? Maybe get something to eat? I don't know about
that's
all
what-
of you, but I kind of want to visit Casaria, you know, properly, I guess, thank her for giving us those gifts, make sure everything's all right still here for her.
She looks over the rest of your group, and with this, you see Alderdice, who's also been traveling this whole time, and just goes, "Yeah, I could certainly use a bite to eat. When the food came out, that's when we got attacked, and in the melee, I fear my plate of lobster mash was upended."
I mean,
Tragedy, really.
Marion stares blankly at Alderdice for like a good 5 seconds.
Lobster mad.
Wow. Sure. I know a place. It is a bit of a trek, and it's in the opposite direction of where we need to go. But
I mean, this is just me. But maybe we could set out in the morning for all this exploration of the city. Because I am still bleeding and I want to lie down.
Sure.
But
I
I've been in worse shape. I can tough it out. I just,
I can
almost died a couple times.
I can stop your bleeding, Charles. Why you didn't have to. You could have told me you're still bleeding.
Yeah, I thought you told me that you're not supposed to let yourself bleed. You taught me that. So, what are you doing here? You're supposed to put pressure on it, remember?
Yeah, thank you for the first aid lesson.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, Karate Boy?
Well, no, those are the
Right.
Southern tribe people. Don't call me no.
Sorry.
All right. Well, let's he'll see how fucked up you are, and
I open up my shirt and stuff, which is still, I assume, torn up.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how 10 being you're about to die, how fucked up is Charles?
6.
All right.
He's just complaining.
Okay. Over a short while, Enoch will sort of place hands and like press his thumbs into certain joints on your body, and a lot more graceful than just like when he slaps people in the middle of fighting.
It's kind of what Charles was racing for, a slap.
And you'll just feel this flow go throughout, like as he presses certain joints, and like it hurts a little bit, but then like releases some tension and warmth blooms, and you heal for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 35, 15, 40. You heal 40 hit points.
Wow. Wowzers.
So with that, you follow Marion as she says, "I hope you've all brought some serious coin with you, because R&R is quite expensive in Verdania."
Yeah, I think we've picked up quite a bit.
Okay. With that, you travel through the city for probably about another hour of walking. As you do, you go through a industrial part of the city where the air around you is just like completely permeated with that same like sickly sweet smell. And you watch as Marion quite clearly is like holding up a cloth and like protecting her face from breathing any of the stuff in. And you watch as every once in a while, like when a door opens from one of these factories, and there's this like spilling of this dense like vapor that almost like hits and crawls to the ground. You watch as she'll quickly cast like a cantrip to like push the air away from her, like openly casting in the city, like not being subtle, of like wanting to be away from these gaseous fumes.
I'm gonna put my mask
Let's put
back
the
on.
bandana on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the stuff from the Ember Maw. I'm gonna wear that too.
As this happens, you are walking through the streets and you see a little bit of a commotion in front of you as you see this like group of maybe about 3 people just like gently like trying to put their hands in like a soothing, like petting way on this very rough, it almost looks like a beggar who's just like screaming in the middle of the street, as just going like, "No, you don't understand. You have to wake up, wake up." And you watch as Marion just kind of goes to sidestep the situation and like looks over at you all like, "Are you guys gonna get in, like intervene here, or can we just go?"
I'm so tired. I'm not
Yeah.
intervening in anything.
Yeah, I can't. I physically can't intervene.
Yeah, I'm like, this is, we got the professor with us, and no, we're just walking
Okay.
on.
Yeah. So as you're walking on, you watch as these children like walk by with what looks like this cup of soup, and it's like this cup of like very hot soup, and you watch as these individuals have now like kind of detained this screaming man, and they've kind of brought him to his knees, and they're all just like kind of whispering in soothing voices, just being like, "No, it's okay. We're your friends. We're your friends. Peace, peace, peace." As these children walk by, and he's just going like, "No, no, no," and they just go to like pour some of this boiling soup into his mouth, and you even hear like some of his flesh begin to sizzle as he's like choking on this boiling soup and just and
Turns into Murloc.
yeah, they just you walk by, and yeah, you hear as you walk by, you hear the screaming like begin to fade, and you see like more of these kind of blank faces begin to walk by with various foodstuffs. You see a couple more come by with this like this bowl of what looks like this like freshly cooked like soup. You see another group of individuals kind of walk by, one that has like this flask that they're just like opening as they just have that same glazed look as they're walking towards the screaming.
Well, this place is sufficiently terrible.
You, Marion just goes on to say, there is a problem with the food and water supply within Verdania.
What kind of problem?
Well, the Grey Warden has, how do I put this? Verdania, as it was, the inception of Verdania was based on the idea that the success of the FETC
Mm,
would hinge on the contentment of its citizens and its workforce.
okay.
And the way that Thalia the Grey Warden, who was by all accounts, a very powerful archdruid, accomplished this was to poison the food and water supply of all of the citizens within. The substance that they use goes by many names, but I hear the locals who know about it refer to it as the Dream Lotus. It is a highly toxic and hallucinogenic blooming weed that grows within the Green Veil that in high doses is, again, a very potent poison that has a lot of uses in monster killing and certain industries. But in low micro doses over a long period of time can instill a sense of obedience and contentment.
So why are we walking around this fucking town trying to find food?
Because you were all hungry, and I said, I know a place that serves safe food if you can afford it.
Where is this flower grow everywhere, or is it somewhere specific?
Yeah, the real question.
I don't know.
Okay. Just curious.
she gives you a double take where she looks away and then looks back at you again. She's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And then she just kind of like shakes her head and begins moving on. Within a short-ish amount of time, you find yourself in a district that seems to be a little bit more like a merchant district, where you see groups of like farmers kind of conducting trade together. And it's very, very odd to watch because it's a very bustling and busy market bazaar where there's maybe about like 150 people in this plaza, that at the center of it lies this large visage of Thalia the Grey Warden. It's the statue of like this kind of beautiful like elven woman who is kind of wearing clothing akin to like a divinorum bureaucrat, but with some hints of like a druidic flair, where you see a little bit of like these kind of familiar like primal charms that kind of hang off of like the lapel of like a sleeveless power suit. And on the statue, you watch as she's like cradling what looks like this miniature old man who appears like a little bit tired. And there's like this image of her just like allowing the workforce of Verdania to kind of rest in her bosom, and she is like the mother to all of the Verdania workers, and she just has this look of just like compassion to her face. And in this bustling bazaar of like 150, 200 merchants with goods just passing hands, not a single word is being spoken. You just hear the shuffling of clothing, the movement of textiles and produce being moved from hands to hands, from boxes to boxes, being loaded onto carts. Every once in a while, you'll hear the bleat of like a beast of burden. And as you walk closer, you just watch as like these blank faces are just kind of walking over to each other. And one person will like put down this box of like leeks, and in exchange just take this like stack of textiles and silently just grab it, put it into another box, load another box, put it out, wait for the exchange, take it. And it's like that times 100.
This place is very creepy. I don't like it.
I'm with you, Sal. I don't like it here either.
If I could get hands on that flower, maybe I can make a antidote or something, make people normal again.
Well, you've already seen what it looks like to be normal after you've had a sufficient dose of this poison. I believe you may have had a party member experience some of the symptoms of waking up from this, as she begins kind of carving a path through this bazaar.
I wonder what would happen if you just upset their silent little rituals here. Would they do anything?
I don't want to have to fight whole city.
I don't think they could fight very well, but I mean, neither do I.
As you say that, you walk past a detachment of what looks like Steel Covenant guards, clearly with like these respirators on, as they walk past you and kind of like suspiciously just eye your group up and down.
I
wasn't gonna do anything, DM.
I think it is in the air.
No, nothing. I mean, that wasn't me. I'm just saying, like, you at this point noticed, as you have that thought out loud, that there does appear to be some kind of Steel Covenant presence, and they very much, and you know, as you see this, it's not just them. Every once in a while, you'll look through the groups, and you'll see a group of individuals that appear to be a little bit better dressed, who are kind of overseeing like the work of the lesser individuals. And the individuals that are better dressed don't seem to have that glazed look in their eyes.
Okay.
And as you have that thought, Marion sees you noticing this, and she kind of, like, very quietly in your ear, Enoch says, if you didn't have enough reason to hate the FETC, I'll have you know that the managerial class are known as shepherds.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't need any more reason, but let's add that to the tally.
So as you kind of make your way through this quarter, you go a couple alleys down away from the bazaar, and there is this very nice looking, almost pub-like structure, and there is, in like beautiful engraving, a sign that says the Root and Ram. And with that, Marion opens the door and like lets down her mask, and it appears to be like an inn slash pub, and you hear a little bit of a little bit of a hustle and bustle in here. Like there's some activity. You hear the sounds of chatter, and as you walk inside, there's a bunch of tables out. It's kind of dimly lit, and it's like what would otherwise look like a kind of normal business where you see people like enjoying meals, they're speaking. None of them seem to have that glazed look. Well, that's not true. You see one group where you see two what appear to be shepherds just eating a meal and talking with each other. And standing next to them is this kind of like elderly human female, maybe in like her 60s or 70s, that's kind of dressed in rags, that just is standing there seemingly waiting on them, that just has that glazed look, staring out into the distance.
Well, since I guess detoured us all here, I'll go get us all something. Everybody want something to eat? Something to drink?
Please. Both?
Yes, please. Yes.
I was going to make joke on name of club. I thought was sex club in here, Root and Ram, but
It's a bit. Well, James, I assumed that was a yes. You're muted.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
I'll go up to the bar and order whatever is safe.
Yeah, as you do, you see this like pretty old dwarf who looks a little bit gaunt and thin. As you approach, you see that he has to just squint at you real hard to get a like good look at like a figure coming up. And as he does, for some reason, him like squinting at you, he has to kind of like open his mouth to squint his eyes. And as he does, you notice he only has one teeth. As he's sitting there like
One teeth.
doing this, he's got one teeth, a single teeth, as he's like just like cleaning this mug as he
I'll lean in close. Like mask moves up to the top of my head. Hi, we're newcomers in this fabulous town.
What's that, son?
Oh, newcomers in this fabulous town. You got anything to eat that won't poison us like the rest of the people here?
What's my name, you ask? Well,
Okay.
it's Old Bram Tiller. I've been stooping grain since about 40 so years here. I didn't catch your name. You new around here?
Oh.
Well,
My
Grandchildren,
name
the one teeth.
is Enoch.
What?
I take out some paper and write in common. Just, come on,
Okay.
just. All right, here you go. And it just says in big letters, "Food?" Question mark.
Son, I can't read.
Fucking Christ! How do you own a business? How does this guy?
Three
how-
hot fun specials. Hot food, go. Can't say no.
Okay, we got there.
And as he says that, you hear the kitchen just yell the same thing. Hot food, go. Can't say no.
Good. They got
That's
good
kind of
brand.
fun.
He looks back at you and just says, "Well, Shani, that'll be 150 gold pieces."
Good lord. Okay.
How much is a banana?
Yeah. One moment. I'll run over to Luminora, just grab the bag on your side. Fish out 100 gold, 150 gold.
Oh.
Sorry.
I see how much gold you're grabbing. Seems appropriate. That seems like the cost of a meal.
Yeah, yep. At least we won't be poisoned. And really, I don't want to argue with this guy. So
Seems like
Also,
you've made
can
a
we
friend.
find like a table off to the side? I don't want to sit in the middle.
we are the
This-
shit
Yeah.
people in the corner.
Yeah, JD.
Yeah, if I had like a table, I'm not really a booth kind of guy.
Facing the door, so we could see any
Hell yeah, PTSD.
hobbitses that enter.
Yeah. You watch as Marion is kind of watching all this, like kind of like a little amused, and she walks over to there is a female tiefling who is another one of the bartenders, and she kind of like leans over the bar and kind of beckons her over and like whispers something in her ear, and you watch her put like a small coin purse, like slide it across the bar, and you watch as the tiefling just kind of slyly takes it and nods her head over a certain way, and Marion just looks over you all and says, "Come with me," and she walks you to the side of the bar, where it looks like there's an area that's going to go to like an outhouse or something. She hangs a sharp left and then just walks you through the kitchen. As you walk through the kitchen, you now go to like a back room that is thick with the scent of like cigar smoke. There's kind of this like beautiful like red velvet lining to the place. This seems almost like a little bit more of like a speakeasy. And with that, you see a couple other individuals there. A lot of them are like finely dressed. These look like individuals that might be traveling from different districts, but kind of upper end. And it looks like they're clearly drinking alcohol, which obviously is expressly forbidden in all of the I mean, openly it's like forbidden in the larger cities.
Dude, prohibition?
It is?
Yep. I mean, you'll notice that I don't think the party's been to like an actual bar.
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on trains. There's alcohol on trains.
Yeah, but the
Yeah, but
trains
we-
are for rich people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Luminore's gonna sit down, kind of aggressively cross her arm and kind of just look a little mad.
Why
Right.
so angry? This is good. We're all fighting the man, right?
Yeah, that's great. It's great. What's Mazarin been up to?
Mazarin has been brooding hard.
She's
What's new?
So, Luminara, we killed your cousin? Well, you killed
Yes.
your cousin.
I did kill my cousin, correct.
And he was trying to start some rebellion between your houses and the Far Empire. All right.
Yeah, that was my understanding as well.
Well, now we're starting our own rebellion.
Correct. To be fair,
Yeah.
his rebellion was contingent on my death, and
True,
hence-
good point.
No, yeah. Not saying that we should have followed through on that plan. For you over
'Cause-
him.
You would have had to die.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
I
mean,
mean, I
like
didn't
you.
even know him, so I appreciate that.
I guess what I'm
I
saying
understand
is
that-
we might have allies in this, right? Maybe not. I mean, of course we've got that secret covenant thing, shattered covenant or whatever it was called. But people in what's the city you're from?
Conscriptus? She looks at
Conscriptus.
you kind of flabbergasted that you don't know the name of Conscriptus.
Damn
Oh.
it, it ain't. I used to live in a tent, the menorah.
Sorry, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, Conscriptus. I mean, you spent a few
He didn't
days-
cross the border crossed him.
Exactly.
I mean, it even sounds like there's a chapter of this Shattered Covenant in Conscriptus, so yeah, I'm sure there are people who support insurrection.
Yeah, we don't got to say that word so loudly.
I didn't. That was very quiet.
No, I'm agreeing with you. We kind of all
Oh.
shouted, fuck the founder, pretty loudly earlier. Maybe.
That was my fault.
I didn't think we were actually going to do it, but then I was kind of taken by the moment.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Are there any glasses on the table or anything like that? Because if so, I was going to start.
As soon as you ask that, or like right at this moment, this tiefling walks over with a tray and sets down a bunch of these small, basically what looks like kind of small, like crystal Scotch glasses that look beautiful. And she sets down that she holds by like a with like a very nice like red velvet cloth, and she kind of like presents a bottle of this like very rich looking red wine, and on the label you see this like kind of portly looking halfling that's like holding like just this arm full of grapes and's got like this big smile with like these like rosy cheeks and is like clearly missing one tooth, and it just says green bottle standard.
Well, it's the good shit. Well, hot damn.
They cork it, and then like you watch as she like pours it in a very like presenting way, and then there'll be like a tiny little drop of like wine that's like coming down the bottle, and she'll take the cloth and like wipe that up, and then like pour a glass for everybody at the table, and then present the wine again. Everyone get a good angle, and then drop it off, and then walk away.
Oh, I try to flag her down before she leaves.
She comes back.
Excuse me. Am I able to get one of these cigars?
Yes. We take payment up front.
Cool.
Would you like a standard or reserve?
Well, if we're gonna go all out, I'd take a reserve.
That's going to be 400 gold pieces.
You got it. And I
Good.
take out 400 gold pieces.
And then that's the
I
circle.
love it. I love that for you.
Okay.
Hey, Before as she goes to like step away again. Hey, sorry. I paid for food up front. I'm not sure the guy. They said hot and ready, something good to go. I paid a lot.
As you say that, you hear from the kitchen. You hear this order up, and then you hear this this voice just say, "Radwick, I see you," and he's just going like, "I'm on dishes," and he just says, "Hot food, go! Can't say no." And he's like,
That's what it was.
and then with that. Individual in like these like this apron, he's kind of like soaked from what appears to be like dishwater, comes over with these three like what looks like this braised like rump steak, where it looks like someone took like cut off the whole, just like the ass of a boar, like cheeks and all. There's even a little bit of hair on the outside
Oh,
that's been like totally incinerated, and like it's completely like decorated in all these like this bounty of various vegetables and like roasted meats, and on the top is a beautiful like hot pink with like this yellow flare lotus bloom that is just like over the top of it.
oh, is this flour
Oh.
that we were looking for, or I was looking for? I take the flour immediately.
Okay, you take the flour.
I'm not eating it. I'm just taking it.
Aren't there
just
three of
wanna
them?
make clear.
There are three, and I will say, by the way, one of these meals would have been enough to feed your whole party.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
They even left the hairs on. That's, I mean, good lord, they are serving us well here. I'm just gonna slice down the crack and begin eating.
Okay, interesting
Want
choice.
some big ass and whipped cream.
Yeah,
It adds a
Um,
smoky texture. Beautiful.
yeah, yeah. You start carving your roast beast, and yeah, I mean there is plenty of food for all of you. I am going to say, everyone who is partaking,
Hey, we're gonna do acid.
can add
I wish.
3 temporary hit points
Alright.
until their next long rest.
Brings me back to
So
Well, hopefully longer.
I had 13 temporary hit points listed on here. I don't know why. Didn't we do something?
You got some for me,
Yeah.
and
we haven't had a long rest, so they're probably just
Yeah.
hanging out.
You didn't get hit
Can I
last
stack the
fight.
3 on top of that, or is it just gonna stay at that 13?
Stays at the
It's, you can choose either one. So you can choose 3 or 13.
I'll take the 13, obviously.
Okay.
Oh, that's what. Yeah.
All right. Delicious. Thank you, Enoch.
thank you,
Of course.
Enoch.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
of course. Anyone want crack?
What?
Anyone want some of the crack? It's the best part.
Oh.
Okay, more from
Yeah.
me.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
I trust you, Enoch.
Carve off one whole pig crack for me, and then the other 2, one for Chuck, one for Sal.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, as you do, your server comes back to you, Charles,
Mm.
and she holds out a a box of these beautiful cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And on the top of the box, you see the typical like branding of the Cinderwick cigarettes. It appears this is made from the same like factory in Verdania, by the way.
This is where the cigarettes are made?
Mhm.
Awesome.
And you see these particular ones. This cigar is known as the Ember Lord Reserve.
Awesome.
And you are allowed to select.
I take the middle one.
Okay, you do. And with that, as you go
I
to
assume there's a
select
cigar cutter?
no.
Oh.
You watch as your server pulls out this like ornate, like elven dagger,
Mm-hmm.
and you watch as she like looks at you and just like licks the blade, and as she does, you watch as it like begins to light a flame,
Hot.
and you like hold it to your face, and she just like holds the flame right up to it, and then in one swift motion like cuts through this thing like it's butter and also lights it at the same time.
Not the sight.
It's a good trick.
And your cigar is brought to you, and your group is left to enjoy a little bit of as that happens. You watch as Alderdice leans forward. He's here, by the way. And
Fuck, I forgot about this guy.
and he just goes, "Will somebody spot me 400 gold pieces?"
Fat chance.
Lord.
Why?
Can't you just share it
wants
with
to-
Chuck?
Excuse me?
I
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
sure.
chug a glass of wine.
I'm not sharing a $400 cigar with
I
this
mean,
guy. Or
I'm
any
good
guy.
for it.
I gave him 400 gold pieces.
Thank you. Server, the same for me, please.
I wonder if they have Jello.
They have what?
What?
Jello.
That doesn't exist. Yeah, I chug a glass of wine. I'm gonna move on to my second glass now.
Okay.
Whoa.
Thank God.
This is not chugging wine.
Enoch has taken these like shots.
All wine to Luminor.
Oh my god. Do you guys not understand what
Dude,
we
so-
have
what?
here?
The faster you
Well, are
drink
you
it, the
talking about the
faster you
wine?
get drunk.
That is true, but also, I mean, this is, just kind of standard wine. You can just drink it however you want.
Yeah. With that,
Have you ever
Marion,
mixed this with guava juice?
Oh my god. You're
We don't
mixing your
know.
wine with
Jasmine, take a heroic inspiration.
Stupid.
With that, Marion kind of pipes up and says, "Actually, I tend to agree with Luminor on this one. This is pretty basic stuff. I didn't know that anyone here would appreciate anything. I mean, look at the emblem on this. I mean, do you think that's going to be like a top shelf?"
You don't like a joyful tubby halfling with a bunch of grapes?
Charles, if I'm getting a really nice wine, I don't want to see or think about the people that made it at all.
Wow, that is the richest thing that you've ever said.
Coming from the person who cost the organization 50,000 gold pieces because of an outburst that you had in the Sanctiforge.
I never said it was cheap.
Do you know how
Yeah.
many bottles of Blackstaff that could have bought?
5,000?
No, 2.5.
Oh my god.
Oh. So,
Where'd you grow up, Marion? What's before you met
Yeah.
us, what was your experience like with the FETC?
I was a Divinorum kid.
I don't know what that means.
The Divinorum is it's less of a city and more of an extremely large building that is carved into one of the northern mountain chains. And it is where the governing bodies of the multiple cities meet. And it is where the directorate presides, which would be the ruling bodies of the FETC. And she kind of like swirls her glass of wine and then just goes, and my father was a diplomat, and like just chugs it.
So you're a bit of a child of the ruling class here. No judgment
Sure.
in that statement.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
So, random question, DM. I have a item I picked up a while ago that I haven't really looked into. It's Gibby Strange's disease book.
I guarantee you it had a different name when I told you about it, but yes.
Okay. I don't remember, but that's what I put down. So
Yeah, we're gonna call it Gibby Strange's Catalog of Transmittable Disease.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Other one had charmed it.
I was just curious as to what I thought it was like a book of like poisons. The way I wrote it, I was like, all right, maybe there's a book of poisons. I was gonna look into this flower that's on here, see if there's
Eddie?
any.
What's your question?
Yep. Never
Do you
mind
want
it.
to
Never
want to
mind.
cross-reference that with the lotus bloom to try to see if you could figure out what the lotus bloom is?
Yes.
Medicine check. I'll let you add a D4 through the use of Gibby Strange's Catalog of Transmittable Disease.
Okay. Holy shit! I rolled a fucking nat 20 with a 4. So
Nice.
34.
Son
I'm
of
just
a
that
bitch.
good.
This is scribbled in the margin.
Okay.
Oh.
What was the DC?
I'll be honest, before I even thought of the DC, he told me he rolled a nat 20. So here's what I'm gonna do. Sal, first off, go ahead and give yourself a heroic inspiration.
Yes. All right.
I like to imagine Sal is kind of like sipping on this wine thoughtfully as he's like flipping through this book and like studying this plant.
If my glass runs low, I don't use the bottle that's on the table. I use my alchemy jug to pour my own wine in it to refill my glass.
Okay, got it. So you're pouring like PBR back into your fancy glass.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. God. I mean, save some money. It makes sense.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. So as you scroll through, you do see a blurb on something that is called it's like almost like a little chapter to itself that's called The Disease of Dreamers. This describes the dream lotus, and it has like a picture of it, and it totally matches this flower.
Shit.
By the way, you get the sense that this was just kind of like a garnishment for the food, and that the food is probably okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ate this flower, you might have some of these effects. And basically describes like there is a pretty like a poisonous component within that's highly concentrated within the buds of this, but also within the leaves and the stems are like kind of different forms of this poison that kind of do different but similar things.
Okay.
Ultimately, it describes its common use within the food supply of Verdania that makes its those who ingest it docile. And it describes, so one thing that it describes is the act of, it describes it as wakeful dreaming, where people slowly forget their identities. They forget their past, their family, like who they are, and they kind of just turn into like these just like
Mindless
creatures of
zombies.
habit that
Yeah.
kind of operate just on procedural memory.
Is it listing a cure for it or no? Like how long the effects last?
So there is some speculation that like it's not very well studied because it's extremely rare, and outside of Verdania and within Verdania, it's like pretty heavily policed. But a couple things. So first off, the cure for this is to stop using it.
Okay.
So
So it can be
and-
cured.
yes. However, the most dangerous part of this whole thing is actually when you've been using it for a long time and you abruptly stop. So that it describes colloquially, they're called dreamers. When people have this like abrupt return to reality, they get really sick. It describes symptoms like vomiting, like cardiovascular collapse. People have seizures, and some people just die. Where usually what happens is sometimes people that eat this food for like a really long period of time will completely lose their minds and then stop eating entirely. And then they'll slowly just like go into this like withdrawal syndrome and start to just go crazy, hallucinate, and eventually just die.
Yes. Okay. It's not sick here.
So it describes
If
the
like
ability to
weaning
cure
off.
this by slowly weaning off. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Shit. I'll keep that flower. Wrap it up in something, cloth, something to keep with me.
Are you taking all three?
Are there three of them? Yeah, if there's three of them, I'll take all three.
Yeah, you got 3 rump roasts.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'd steal the flower off each one. Don't eat these. I'd wrap them in like a napkin or something and throw them in my bag.
Yeah, okay, you can do that. You do get the sense that this might be a useful spell or alchemical component.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty rare.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Eddie, you should make
Okay.
your own spells.
Yeah.
Above
I
the
gotta- I
table,
gotta-
Eddie, let's get into homebrew.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I don't.
I'm with James and Alex. That seems dangerous.
I don't just create characters, I create random magic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
that I don't even know what
We
it does.
will all die.
Imagine a sleep spell with this flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one thinks. We saw who was affected by the last sleep spell.
I will definitely add it to something to just experiment. I have 3 of them, so I'll probably waste one on something. See what happens.
Sounds good. I think about 10 minutes ago, there was something else going on before this was interrupted. What was happening?
Oh, Enoch asked Marion about where she was from.
Right. Yeah. So
she basically answered. Yeah, he says.
yeah, she basically answered.
Well, let's. I had another question for her. So while Sal is studying and everything, and he like reaches over for a flower, and Enoch just like leans back and lets him take it. So you've got these one moment. Shattered Covenant people all over the place. Sort of infiltrated. Do you have any other Agati or people from the Wasteland or Embermaw sort of within your groups?
As far as I know, there has not necessarily been any concerted effort made to reach out to the clans within the Embermaw. Again, most of what this group does is less what you guys do and more just getting the ear of the right people and trying to make change on a small scale. That being said, we do have an inn with some of the Druidic peoples of the Green Vale within the... and she makes a bit of a face and just says, within the Warrens.
I'm unfamiliar with that word. Is that a government here? A sort of.
It's sorry, I don't like the term. That's the people of Verdania call this area of like this Druidic tribe. They call it the Mossback Warrens.
Oh.
So, but we work in conjunction with some members of that specific Druidic tribe, but not the Agati.
Okay. Well, it was a bit of a long shot. Yeah, I mean, if you ever find anybody else, let me know.
To be honest, it was one of the reasons I was excited that you joined the group. So that may be a conversation for later.
Gonna take another mouthful and then begin. He's gonna pull out a wood block and continue his carving.
Okay. With that, Marion says, I took the liberty of securing everyone a room for the evening so that we could rest here. Oh, I didn't get one for Alderdice, so he's going to have to shack up with one of you.
No, not it.
Got it.
You can join Soul. I don't mind.
Yeah. Mazarin was quick on the trigger, and Marion's like, I bought the room, so it's not me. Okay. You watch as he had the same cigar lighting ceremony, so was pleased. And by the way, Charles, as you like take a breath of the cigar, you take a breath and like you feel this just like burning pain that like goes through your chest and like creeps up into your shoulders and starts to go like down your arms.
I got a heart attack.
And for the duration of this effect, you have a -1 to dexterity-based attack rolls, a +1 to dexterity-based damage rolls, and you have resistance to fire damage.
Fuck.
Interesting.
And you watch as Alderdice, his face is kind of like completely flushed and red. He takes like a big like puff of his, and you watch he just goes like, and you watch as he begins blowing out. And what's interesting is there is no smoke that's coming out, but like this clear like gas where it almost looks like a propane leak, where you like visibly see this like shimmer in the air. And then as he does, there's like this spark and this quick like, and this like pillar of fire briefly that like shoots out of his mouth.
I have something that does that too, but it is still bigger.
That's cool.
And Alderdice just goes, yeah, but I bet it don't taste this good.
Actually, it might taste better. It is Saul's hot sauce.
They say you're not supposed to breathe in, but I almost died twice in 2 days, so I'm breathing in.
Gonna finish my glass of wine, awkwardly stand up. Well, I'm going to bed. You guys have fun with your inhalation and dinner. I will see you in the morning.
Good night.
Marion stands up and says, I'm also going to do the same, and I will see you all in the morning. And she leaves.
I politely stand up, nod, and
Are our
Just being
rooms on the ground floor? Or
They're
is
on the
there
second floor.
Does my room have a balcony?
It does not.
A window?
It does.
I'm gonna go up and look out my window and smoke.
Okay. It's a pretty large window, so you can kind of lean over it.
Yeah. I could pretend.
As you do, you watch as again, multiple like these kind of worker bees just kind of clock in, clock out, like walk past you, just kind of seemingly quietly like ending or beginning their day. It looks as though some of them look like they're just starting to work, even though night is kind of just starting. So it seems like the city kind of just runs like 24/7.
Before a long rest, am I able to finish my gift for Chuck?
Yeah.
Was there a bath?
Yeah, there is.
Ooh, yeah, gonna do that.
Oh yeah, Charles is gonna fucking bath for
Is it like a
for
hot water?
sure.
Yeah, there is plumbing and there is some kind of water heating system. So in fact, the water only comes boiling hot.
Nice.
Perfect.
sounds good.
Charles will finish
So-
his cigar in the bath.
Okay.
So,
Is-
Mr. I was gonna have a conversation with Alderdice.
Yeah, he's still down there.
Okay. Mr. Alderdice, I don't really know a lot about you. I was wondering what it is you do exactly.
Oh, I thought you knew because you saved me
Well,
from
I-
those.
Well, I did at one point, but I tend to forget. Sometimes, old and all. Mind isn't what it used to be.
Hey, they say age is just a number.
Yep. Is that what it is? I thought it was
I-
age is just a number. Okay.
Well, since you asked, I am many things. I'm a lecturer, a educator, scientist, patriot.
Oh
least I
my
guess.
god, this guy.
I came to be known for my work in arcanomechanics. So basically, artifice, magical engineering, energy transfer, that sort of thing. I was involved in the Eminent Ray Project Pay,
Oh,
and things went south, you know?
yeah,
One
it
day
happens.
you're all the way at the tippy top, and the next day they take it all away from you.
I know that feeling. I was on my way to be scholar as well, and it was all taken from me.
Yeah, see, that's fucking terrible, man. Because I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So what's your focus of study, if you don't mind me asking, as one
Yeah,
academic
mine
to
is
another?
um, mine is a bit more. I've been told crazy. Um, it's
Hey,
arcanochemistry.
that's what they tell people that are disruptors.
Oh,
They call us
it's
crazy.
more exactly. It's more chemical nature with magics. I'm working on.
You're an alchemist.
Yes, yes. I am. My overall goal is to be able to give those who do not have magic, magic. You know, it's there is yes, you can go study for it, but if you're in desperate need, I was planning to make infusion and be able to sell it, but shop failed. Said it was illegal, and some
So,
spells had
sorry, you say infusion.
yes.
You don't mean
Like well, I don't really have example. Uh, well, I kind of do, and I open my jacket and pull a vial out. This, for instance, I name Sol's Cologne, but I put magic in uh, to help forcefully break the ice, if need be.
I'm gonna roll a disadvantage Arcana check for our friend here.
Okay.
Okay, that brings his natty down to a natural 18. Just goes. Do you by chance have you heard of a Villas Mar? When he says that name, that is your partner who stole your research and got you expelled.
Yep, and you'd see Saul's eye twitch a little bit, and his neck kind of cracks. Yes, I've heard of this man before.
Because what you're describing sounds an awful like this new school magic that he's kind of toting about. So between you and me, we talked about people taking it all from you.
Yep.
That fucking guy ousted me.
Oh, he
He
got
got
you
the
too.
ear. He got the ear of the spy master. Got the ear of fucking what's his name, Quaid or whatever, and
Yes.
just fucked me.
Yeah,
You know.
he
And
tends to do that.
and get this. Here's the funny thing of it all, right? So I get taken off the project. I go back to my university. I start sharing knowledge, right? Yeah, I sell like the blueprints of an invention or two, modified clearly for industrial purposes.
Yes.
These fucker come back and try to kill me.
Right, to have you killed?
Can you believe that? Yeah, you were there, remember?
Oh, it's him that. Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys busted in, which, thank you, by the way, is one educator
Yes.
to another.
Absolutely.
I
I'm
know.
glad we could help.
But yeah, I mean, it just goes to show you put everything into your work. You know, it's your life, and you know, you just got to play the game. It's academics. You got to play the game.
Yep. Well,
You know?
I've got a bit of gift for him. If I see him again, I will tell him it is from both of us. How is that?
See him again. You know that fucker.
Oh, I will. I would rather not go into that part of my history, but I might have bumped into it once or twice.
Yeah. The dickhead.
Oh yes, very much.
Yeah.
Weak-minded too, very not smart.
Yeah. 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 And anyways, yeah, hey, when you get your revenge, you tell him that Alistair, middle name fucking Alderdice, says hello.
Alistair Alderdice. I will let him know.
Yeah.
It will be a very loud hello when I see him again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fucker.
Yep.
Is Enoch just there watching this happen?
Yes. It's like watching two dementia patients have a conversation.
Yeah, you have noticed that Alderdice has been sneaking some drinks.
I'm just drinking from the jug at this point. From that big ass like triple X jug.
And as he's like talking to Sal, he kind of looks over at Enoch and just says, "Hey, buddy, would you?" And he just kind of like taps his glass.
I'd force him in his.
So, sorry, I didn't. I don't have any cash on account of the kidnapping, so.
Oh,
Thought you
here,
could help.
I'll help you out. And I
Help
put my
old
jug out
Alderdice
to
with
pour
a little
some,
drinky poo.
put some PBR in his glass.
What's this?
Special brew. You'll like.
So is that an alchemy jug?
Maybe.
This
As I'm
reminds
just
me of
taking a
college
nice swig
days.
from it.
This better not be fermented mayo. He takes
No,
a
no.
swig of it.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
he just-
Funny story is how Jug we were in desert and we're dying for water, and I forget I had Jug with water.
He made
You
such
watch this. He kind of
Jesus
like chuckles and he's like, "Okay, like where's the punchline?"
we,
And
we almost died. Then I saved day.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was quite comical.
that's that's good. That's good. That's good. Hey, don't be stingy with that. How about top me off?
Yep, I got you.
Okay, so with that, Sal and Alderdice are bonding. Is anyone else doing anything before you have your long rest?
I'd like to take out my table for my gun and set it up.
Okay.
And attempt to break the gun down to like see how it works.
Okay. As you do, you take the gun down. You give me a tinkering check.
Dexterity and the proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. 19. 26.
26. You go to take the gun down. You notice a couple things. First off, when you take the bullets out, there were 4 bullets that should have been missing that you shot, and you notice 4 bullets have been somehow like reloaded into the gun without you noticing. What's more interesting is that those bullets have an etching in them. An etching that you can read. An etching in common that says fathom.
I take out the original 6 bullets that I had taken out of the gun before I replaced them with my bullets. I want to compare them to the new Fathom bullets.
You look at the 6 bullets that were in the gun, and it reads Cassius.
Okay. I take out the book that I can write. And I write Fathom ? Cassius ? Who are they? What are they? Then I close the book. And I'll leave it alone. Put everything back together. Put the 4. So right now, there's 4 Fathom bullets and 2 just regular old bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna put it back how it was. Holster the gun. Put the table away. And try to figure out what's going on.
By figure out what's going on, do you mean go to sleep?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, me? So fun.
Correctamundo.
Correctamundo. Wisdom. That's a total of 7.
Okay.
Sounds like I've passed.
No. Do you have any abilities that allow you to reroll saving throws?
I could use a luck point and make it advantage.
You can do that if you'd like. You took lucky?
Yeah.
You pussy.
Nice.
All right.
'Cause well, I saw the rules were different and I was like, let me get this one.
All right. Yeah, you can go and take advantage on that.
Yeah. It's still 7. Because I rolled worse.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Let's roll with it.
as you lay your head down to try to get some rest, you find yourself tossing and turning all night. You feel yourself being taken back to the train. And you keep seeing flashes of this, the same moment of you firing on this ghostly figure and watching him just like flinch and turn his gaze on you, and just feeling your body lock up and just being clawed through and just like bleeding into unconsciousness, just feeling like the psychic barrage of attacks from this revenant. And you play that memory back 100 times, 1,000 times, and each time you play it back, it goes a little bit different, where it's almost like you play through what would have happened if you did something else, and each time you end in the same place, being cut down by this thing, and it begins to light a fire in you. You can't stop thinking about this revenant. And the fact that, yeah, I mean, you dealt the final blow to the prison warden, but whatever this thing was, you don't feel like you put it down yourself. And in the back of your mind, you keep repeating that name, Fathom. Fathom. It's a name. Fathom. And you toss and turn throughout the night in a cold sweat, repeating the name Fathom. You do not gain any hit points from your long rest. You do not replenish any of the class features that you would replenish from a long rest, like your action surge. You do get to regain up to half of your hit dice.
Boy, I was afraid of that for a minute.
And as you toss and turn, every once in a while, kind of like get up and pace around your room and then go back to lay down, you see the creeping light of dawn begin to enter your room. You try to ignore it, try to catch a few hours of shut-eye, and nothing. Eventually you hear the early morning activities of this inn. You begin to hear perhaps some of your allies begin to stir as they wake in the morning, and you cannot honestly recall whether you had a single moment of sleep. And you're just angry.
Hey,
So-
Alex, before we all long rest, I was gonna say I was kind of like a kid with this guy because him and I both are into the same kind of things. So when we went to the room, I kind of wanted to be like a kid trying to stay up and want to study stuff and bring out the alchemy kit I've got and see if he wanted to fiddle around with that. Bring out that biting worm I still have in the jar and the flower and see if we could figure any kind of combination, any kind of weird alchemical combination.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh God, that's a 2.
Okay. As you do,
A 6 total with my persuasion.
I'll tell you what. With the rapport that you've established and the drunkenness, I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the DC is graded.
Okay.
It is between an 11 and a 15. Those are
I
your
just got-
benchmarks for success.
I got a 13. I'm going to use my heroic inspiration and just burn that. Might as well. Just make sure I max this out.
Well, heroic inspiration is basically a luck point.
Okay.
So it can turn
Well,
a
it can't-
success into a failure.
Okay.
Because I think you have to use the new roll.
Okay, gotcha.
Is that how the luck point works, James?
I thought
Hold on.
I thought heroic was the D4 added.
No.
Oh, it's deep.
It's
Oh, okay. It's a new. Okay. I'll
No, just gives
leave
you
that 13 then.
Advantage or imposes disadvantage.
Gotcha. Since
I'll
I
I'll
already
tell
have
you what,
advantage, I'll just take the-
I'll let you do it. Go ahead and roll, and you can use whatever's better.
Oh, I see. Oh.
Oh,
I don't remember how you got this heroic inspiration.
Or roll a
14.
20.
Just
Okay.
So it's 1 point better. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. As you do, you hear Alderdice just go, "We're gonna bust out some fucking alchemy, dude."
Yeah,
You're
why
bringing
not? Like, I'm
alchemy?
all getting pretty shitty. Like,
You had. Let's fucking do it.
yeah, fuck yeah.
Okay. So what are you trying to accomplish here?
I honestly, I was going to show him the biting worm, which I was really excited about. I was really glad to share that one.
What the hell is that?
That's
That
an
worm that
illithid
we grabbed
tadpole, I'm
inside
pretty
the
sure.
mind flare.
Yeah.
The vampiric
flare
tadpole.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the bitey
I
worm.
like how he just called it
Come on,
bitey
Alec.
worm.
Yeah, bitey
That's
worm.
what I put it. That's why I put it on as
Is,
the list.
is
Is biting
bitey
worm.
worm alive? Do you have a live sample of this thing?
He's
It-
in a jar with some fluid, so I don't know.
It
He's
was
probably dead.
alive.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
he
Yeah,
got
it
it.
was
It was when he put it in there. Don't know. if
Okay.
it's
Well, to be clear, these things, you had a whole thing about how they inflicted these things with a vampiric curse for the sake of their prolonged shelf life. So, what are you doing with this illithid tadpole as you hand it to Professor Alderdice?
Crazy.
We shouldn't have let them bunk up, guys.
Crazy.
Oh
I just
no.
Why
wanted
are
to
you
show
rolling?
it to him.
Why are you
We should
rolling,
do
Alex?
this, like that, and show him and yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna show him all my cool supplies, but I brought that out because
Okay,
I'm like,
well,
yeah, look
But you show
what
them the most
I
dangerous
found.
one.
He just looks at it and goes like, "Bro, you've got a fucking pet."
Well,
Can I
not
pet
really.
him?
What
I
is
wouldn't
this?
recommend it. No, just keep that closed.
You know, when I
these
was
these things
I
bite
had-
and they go in your brain.
I had a
and then they
girlfriend one
control
time
you.
who had a snake.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool.
it bit me once.
Wow.
I didn't even feel it. It's got a pickled snake. And look at
Yeah.
that. It's got little teeth.
Yep.
It's like a leech's. And he goes to
Yeah,
open
they-
the jar and he like goes
No,
to. He's like, no, you don't understand.
No.
I'm really good with animal handling.
I can't look.
I'm a
Look, what
roll
do
of
we
persuasion.
Oh my god.
Oh God. At disadvantage, that is an 11.
Maybe not this time. I really want to let you
Hey,
bet.
that's okay. Look, I'm not gonna be one of those guys. It's like, hey, I've got this pet snake in a jar, but don't pet him because it freaks him out. I always ask before I pet him. That's why I asked you as I was petting him, and I didn't pet
Yeah.
him. I opened the jar and I reached in, didn't pet him.
Oh my god.
I would
this is so
never
Look in the
dis-
jar.
I would never
It's still in the jar, right?
disrespect you like that. Yeah, it's still in the jar.
I appreciate that, man. Just want to show you.
But you brought it out, and you want us. We're doing some crazy shit together. You and me are making a business out of this. My knowledge of arco mechanics, your knowledge of athromancy, and
Alright.
together
We could be like
We'll
the
make something
rulers of the
unstoppable.
world.
we'll make something better than the revenants. Even maybe it's this weird bird you have.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, bird. What bird? I look around. Did I pick up a bird? I look in
Well,
the bag.
it's like a bird in a jar.
The worm?
I guess it is more like a worm, huh? I don't know, for some
Yeah.
reason you had me all fucked up like it was a bird.
No, it's a worm. Right? And I shake the jar yeah, you're a worm. With
He
teeth.
kinda
I haven't named it.
Yeah,
They
he just
name it?
kind of goes like, "Do you mind if I just lay down on the bed real quick?"
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you should name it. And he just kind of crawls under the covers and pulls the sheets over on its own.
Okay. And I put the stuff back in the bag. And then just kind of lean back in the chair and pass out.
Okay.
Just holding my bag of stuff.
That could have gone so much worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Weirdly,
Yeah.
Eddie, this time you averted a arc-changing catastrophe.
You like how I
Um,
made you roll?
Yeah, no other player. Okay, so with that, unless anyone else has any dastardly deeds to accomplish overnight,
I mean,
No, quiet.
no.
Well,
Well,
Enoch, got something?
no, good lord, no.
Okay. So with that, you wake up to the. What did you guys do with those extra rump roasts, by the way? Did you take those in, or are you dumping those?
I left. I don't know.
same.
And I did not sleep
I'm
well.
taking those for a bedtime snack.
Okay.
You took
so
3 rump roast
Well, not
cereal?
all of them. I'd take some. Try like one of the plates up with me.
Give me a Constitution check.
Okay. Looks like I'm only getting one good roll today. Constitution check. 7.
Okay. So in the eating contest that Professor Alderdice challenged you to,
Yeah.
You
Um,
lost.
you lost. You
Okay.
vomited up the half of one of the rump roasts that you ate. He managed to eat a whole one,
Oh my god.
God
uh,
damn.
Jesus.
and you didn't take anything up with you, so everything was just cleaned up. Okay.
All over the table.
Good lord.
Feeds
Yeah.
5 people.
We're not gonna be allowed back here.
Now we're not coming back.
We're not
So-
usually allowed back to places
Yeah.
anyway.
Yep. So with that, you awake. You have a chance to kind of mingle with your party members as there is the a smell of a hearty breakfast. And you see Marion is up before all of you. She appears to be drinking some tea. She has a second cup that is right next to her, as she seems to be just waiting for your group to congregate.
I congregate.
We congregate.
She pushes the cup of tea over towards you, Luminora. She says, "You seem like you might enjoy tea."
I do enjoy
Charles
tea.
is visibly exhausted.
Marion just kind of gives you a little bit of side eye, but doesn't really say anything. Okay, so have we had enough of the sights? Are we ready to accomplish our task? I see the professor and the professor have gotten acquainted.
Yeah. What's the coffee
Charles, you
situation?
look like garbage.
Wow, thanks, Lenore.
Are you okay? Are you
You
sick?
look beautiful as ever. No, I'm not sick.
Thank you, I know.
I didn't sleep.
The whole point of coming here was to sleep.
Well, not for a lack of trying.
Well, sorry.
That cigar get you all wound up or something?
No. Almost dying 2 times yesterday. Might have had something to do with it, but
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. So coffee.
I had them get a fresh pot.
Great.
After a second, a pot of coffee and a clattering of cups is brought in front of your group. Mazarin comes down and will partake of some coffee herself.
You know those dreams where you feel like you're falling? I had one of those about being thrown out of the train window, so I kind of can feel your. I mean, I didn't die, but.
I also didn't die.
Well, I didn't get knocked unconscious multiple times. And sit
Yeah.
on the brink of death. I mean, we all kind of sat on the brink of death, but not as close as you were.
No, I think Sal was pretty fine.
Yeah, I don't
forgot,
think he
yeah.
got a scratch.
I forgot he never came into the car.
That was good. I was doing what Saul does, crowd control.
That's what you call it, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what I'd call it.
I do
Hey, you can
distinctly
only take so
remember
many
you
hearts.
throwing a bomb into said crowd at one point, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
that.
experiments.
Maybe don't experiment when we're all around. I mean,
Or in a combat situation.
well,
Or on the
that's
brink of
fine.
death.
Well, yeah.
No promises.
Alright. It's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One day.
just add that to my list of
Um,
things to be upset about, I guess.
It's gonna be too much one day.
I tell all the dice how you drank pee.
I don't remember any of this. You drink urine. That's fascinating.
I might kill myself. Just so
Sorry, Chuck.
All right, James, taking another heroic inspiration.
Oh my god.
Alright.
So I'm
So far, I've gotten heroic inspiration for being racist
yeah.
and suicidal thoughts.
I think I'm just giving it for, like, lore accurate character play.
Well, I do what I can.
Oh my god! I think Alder Dice is now best friend.
I think that your
I think
vision of the friendship is significantly different than all the dice's.
Probably. Oh.
Did you sleep well, Marion?
Yes, I slept fine. So I took it upon myself to procure us breakfast, which should be out any moment. And I thought perhaps we can get going.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a great plan.
Okay, and just like that, breakfast that's brought out. This is like a hearty, like bacon and eggs, with a smattering of, again, like a bunch of grilled root vegetables, kind of similar to potatoes, but just a little bit more chewy. Just like heavily starched and salted. And Marion notably is not eating any breakfast here.
Guys,
So
we're never okay. We're never coming back to this goddamn city. And this is above the table. I have fucking derailed us, I think, by suggesting this R&R. I really want to go shopping for magic items, guys. We're here.
you are very able to do that.
If people don't have money, can I get a vote? Hey, before we leave, there's Casaria. She's really. Listen, guys, I've got a belt that I stole from my village, and you've all got really cool weapons. I kind of just want something that makes me run fast or punch hard or something like that.
Okay.
He's like
I
turning
have,
his back towards Marion.
I have that rock if you want again. You seem to be getting quite addicted to it.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's really great.
You just mean like overall.
Spit it
I just
out.
mean
What do
for
you
me.
want?
I want something like I've got this belt,
That's true.
and the belt's great, but like
Okay.
Well,
Do you
what's
need
the
it
belt do?
washed, or
it just makes me be able to fight longer.
okay?
You've got a magic gun that's probably killing you slowly. You've got what, 5 different swords, Luminara? That
I have one sword, and it's a family heirloom.
okay. Cool.
Ever seen me use any other sword? That's insulting.
No, not really. Sometimes you just turn into an angel. Sword kind of looks different, but you know, it got upgraded and stuff.
I think you're always an angel, Luminor.
Well,
Thanks,
okay.
Charles.
Finger gun.
She's taken.
So do you
It's
want to
a
go
joke.
shopping? Is that what do you need?
I
You
just
know,
want
I'm
to.
very-
I just want to check it out. I just want to check it out before we leave and before we potentially die. You see if they've got, if Kasaria's got something.
Oh, okay, okay. You want to go see the hot tiefling girl. Got it. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
Okay.
could have just
Make it
said
a-
that if
just
you
say
wanted
that.
to make you guys made a connection.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it was the hot elf, but yeah, I kind of want to go see her.
No,
but
she
yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely a
definitely a
tiefling.
tiefling.
She was red with horns.
Yeah. Kind of
That's
gives it
what an elf,
away.
partial elf looks like, and she points to Marion.
Oh. Well, yeah, she's good
I'm
too.
happy to be Exhibit A.
This is our banter. You're gonna have to get used to it.
I'll just run in
I
real
was
quick.
just tuning out.
Okay, yeah, no, we can go see the hot tiefling woman. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll never say no to a hot tiefling.
Oh yeah. I leave.
Okay.
Uh,
So are you all headed together to go visit Kasaria's shop?
Oh yes, I want to see him funnel this.
come on, I've got.
After picking out some of the veggies and drinking some tea, yes.
I've got a perfectly average charisma score. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
I just realized I have a -3 charisma.
That's appropriate.
Fitting, yeah.
Appropriate.
All right. So with that, your group is traveling to
The root. and line.
to visit. Yep.
A lot of root.
Um,
Yeah, the root. This was the root and ram. Now we're going to the root and what was that?
Root and Rind.
Ryan.
Funnily enough, in the same district.
Yay.
And it's
The
not
Root
the
District.
only. It's not the only. Funnily enough, it's called the Root Spire. It's not the only root name you see. It seems like half the places are called like root and something else. Usually, it's another R word. Not that R word, a different one. But yeah.
You know what? Give yourself inspiration.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I'm giving myself heroic inspiration to use against you guys.
Nice.
So with that,
Use it however you
um,
want.
you do find the root and rind, and as you step in, there's a little jingle of clearly like enchanted magical charms that is like hanging across the door, and you have to take a step through kind of this like bead, like kind of hippie, like bead wall thing, bead curtain. Yet all these things are like these kind of magical charms that have been just like strung up to create this curtain. And as you step in, you see Kasaria, who is in fact a redskin tiefling. He's wearing like somewhat of like a revealing, like white dress, like a little bit low cut. As it appears, she's kind of in more her like comfort zone, and she just goes, "Oh my word! I was wondering if you were going to join me. Welcome, welcome! I'm so excited to see you all in my shop. Are we here on business?"
Yeah. Well.
I looked at Enoch.
Business, business, yes, but also just, you know, wanted to see a friendly face again, see how you were doing after everything.
Oh, checking in on me. That is so sweet of you. And she like reaches out and kind of touches your arm, especially from such heroic. What were you with the Steel Covenant or soldiers, right? Oh wait, that's not right. You're spies. Much
Spies.
sexier.
Yeah, well, Black Ledgerman. Very official.
Oh,
Great
my.
shop you have here.
Well, I hope you don't write my name in your book.
Already have.
Does she pay her taxes? Look it up.
I don't think we
Uh,
could
sh-
see that.
I'm
That's
actually gonna stay
IRS.
outside.
that definitely is one of those things that comes up and
Yeah, I
just
was
goes,
gonna say,
oh,
tax-
well, I hope you didn't find anything worth detaining me for. Or maybe I do.
Yeah, I exit the shop at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna stand. I don't think I ever came in. I'm just gonna stand outside.
I'll do two other things.
I assume you're here for. Don't tell me I have a sense for these things. And she just goes, you're here for something specific. Is that right?
Yes. Well, I didn't know what you'd have in here. But I've been feeling a little bit not as useful as I could be within this group. So something that maybe helps me get around a little bit more, or
I don't see how that could be. And she reaches out and just kind of like squeezes both your shoulders. She's like, you seem so strong and sturdy. That being said,
can I make an
there's.
insight check?
Yeah, make an insight check.
'Cause I'm kind of wise, and I know
Mazin already told you have a small face.
I know that I'm not pretty. I know feminine guiles when I see it. Okay, well,
So sorry.
maybe I don't. That's an 11.
No feminine.
Don't use your feminine guiles.
I don't got
She's using them on him.
Yeah, I got
I
negative
mean-
guile.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I think Mazarin's full of shit.
Okay.
Like,
Nice.
I mean, to be fair, like, you kind of saved this lady from some stuff. So it's like, yeah, maybe she's playing it up a little bit because she's a salesman. Like, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get. I mean, I'll let you choose how you react, but I'm not telling you have to get like locked into this thing of like, oh, this like, this lady wants me to marry her.
I just wanted to see if I could tell if she's playing it up a lot. And it seems like maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to say if like she. I mean, clearly she doesn't do this with everyone because you have some kind of rapport with her that she's referencing. That's what I'll give you with that check.
Okay.
But no, she seems pretty genuine. So maybe she's just like this all the time, but it seems like she's being pretty genuine right now. Very different than what you're used to in your culture, but maybe this is, I don't know, you know how Northerners be, or I guess you don't, I don't know, or Easterners. Like you're north, you're east of the.
When you live on the
you're-
West Coast.
I'm a
you're-
Westerner.
Yeah, you're east of the Twin Fangs, so I don't know. Maybe all tieflings are like this. You don't know. So anyway, she just goes, and there's certainly nothing wrong with trying to enhance your performance, and I'm happy to help with that.
Thank you. This is if you can help me, I think I mean I don't want to. I'm a bit of an artist myself also. You seem to be quite a bit of a collector. I think I have something I could give you.
Oh, I do work in trade.
Not that it's worth anything for trade. I'm willing to part with gold. Just something on the side.
Now that is intriguing.
I'm gonna walk over and begin examining her wares.
I mean, so there is just a like emporium of shit here. So it's really hard to get a sense of like there's just too much stuff. So she just goes, if I may, perhaps I could help guide um, your um, your search. Now, I hate to bring this up anytime I'm trying to connect people with their forever items, but what's a general price range that we're looking into?
3,000 max.
Oh. And she just kind of like looks you up and down with like a little bit like, oh, this guy's rich. And she's like, okay. And she like bites her lip a little bit as she kind of like takes a playful step back and she just goes, wait right here. And she comes back and she kind of like saunters back out with this like beautiful like rosewood box, and she like sets it down on like kind of her business desk and like turns it towards you as she's leaning forward and opens it, and inside there's like this black velvet lining, and there are these two like chrome plated manacles. And she says, what do you think about that?
This is what are these for?
So, yeah, perhaps I should elaborate. These aren't your typical, like, intimate play toys. These are powerfully enchanted manacles that will essentially prevent any creature trapped by them from any form of extra-dimensional travel. I mean, you said you're Ledgerman, and if you were to slip these on your target, and she looks at you and like just like cuffs herself with them, and then just kind of like she like kind of displays her wrists, and then you watch as she like briefly like speaks a command word and attempts to cast a spell to teleport, and you watch as she does. She's like just like her form shimmers for a second, and then she just like has this brief like twinge of pain that like makes her giggle, and she just goes, you just can't do it. And with that she like whispers a word into them and they just clip off and fall off, and she says, now these I typically would charge between 4 to 4,500 depending on how friendly I am. But for you, I still feel like you are owed such a great debt for your heroic actions. I would part with these for 3,000 gold pieces. And to be clear, it would also just physically bind something where it would essentially be impossible for these to be broken. So briefly, these are dimensional shackles that can be adjusted to fit a creature between small and large. It's an action to place them on an incapacitated creature, so they have to be incapacitated. But it would prevent any interdimensional travel, teleporting, and they can use an athletics check that's a DC 30 once every 30 days to break free.
Jesus.
So why don't I set that aside, and if you are a little bit more of the, I've got something I think might be your speed. And she comes back out and she brings out a quarterstaff that has like this like beautifully engraved woodwork with a snake at the head of it. And she just like holds it and shows it to you. And she says, this is a staff of the Python. And with that, she like kind of gives it a little twirl and she like whispers into it. And you watch as it just like cracks and a giant constrictor snake comes out of it and begins like wrapping itself around her body. And then she just kind of like poses with it. And then she like turns it back into her staff. Not so much.
I think I've got my eyes set on exactly what I want already. Give me a moment. And he'll smile
Okay.
and walk out, sort of fast walk out. Luminora, Luminora.
How's it going? Did you get her message number? I don't, her address?
Well, I got her address. The fucking sexual tension on that woman, I swear to God. And he'll rummage through the bag, pull out the 2,950 gold that belongs to him, and then attempt to pull out just like 50 of somebody's random gold.
You could ask and I would say yes.
I could.
Okay.
But you're not gonna.
I'm not
You're not
gonna.
going to.
Yeah.
I don't. 350. Yeah, that I don't notice anything. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like just loading it into a God, that is so much. That is just so much mass. Yeah, this is a weird part of
And
D&D.
you're purchasing an item. That's right.
Manacles, yes.
Or an
yes.
experience.
I was going
an
to
experience.
Both, it
I was-
seems like.
Yeah, are you paying for
Okay.
experience?
Well, we're not gonna stand out here forever. So
Okay, I'm hurrying. This 2,900, 2,900. Get 3,000 gold. Go back in.
I look over at Charles. I'm like, what do you think about that?
I mean,
I was
if he can
going
lock
to-
it down,
I was
You should
going
lie
to
down.
offer him
As you come
the-
back in, she sees you and just has this like kind of look of surprise. She just goes, "Oh, for a second I thought I scared you away. I thought I'd never see you again."
No, I used to hunt dragons for a living. You can't scare me away. You're all right, Kerchunk. Place a big bag of gold on the counter.
Oh wow.
And don't even.
She kind of like pauses as she like notices you're like bracing yourself for her to say something, and she just goes, and she takes it, and you watch as there's this like flare of fire, and there's this tiny little like red dragon-like creature that appears like at her arm, and it just like folds its wings, and it begins like sorting through the thing and just like very rapidly counting the gold. And she says, "Oh, don't mind Chip. He doesn't care about you hunting dragons or anything like that. I think it's very impressive."
Oh, I actually skinned this belt off of one of them. Was quite the endeavor.
Wow, that clearly looks handmade. And you watch as she like grabs it and pulls it a little bit closer so she could inspect it. And then she kind of like squats down and she's like taking a really close look at it. And she's like, "Wow, this is really fine enchanting work. Did you engrave this yourself?"
Yep. All I'm quite the enchanter also. As she's bent down, slides a piece of paper onto the counter next to Chip, and sort of pulls his hand back, like tucks it under the pouch sack.
Are you trying to be like subtle about this?
A little, yeah.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh God, Jesus, I need to stop rolling these dice. 6.
Okay. Yeah, so you do that, and as you do, she like kind of pops up, turns, like immediately sees it, and just like holds it up and just says, "Or is this for later?"
Oh, you can look at it now. It's something
What is
to-
it?
In preparation for this visit, after Enoch finished carving his charm for, it's a picture of her. It's a portrait. a tasteful portrait of her on the like very not crude, but like purposefully unfinished of her in the train cart,
Give me a
looking out the window or something. A
yeah,
profile.
yeah. A couple things. Give me a dexterity-based check that you are proficient in. Because I assume you've had time to do this, let me ask you this. What was the thing you made for Chuck?
A palm-sized mask.
Okay, did you give it to him yet?
Nope.
Here's what I'm gonna allow. I'll allow you a roll. If it's not particularly high, I'll let you re-roll if you sacrifice the work you've done so far for Chuck's mask, if you prioritize this first. So you can go ahead and roll your first dice.
Okay.
And I'll basically give you a luck point if you want to retcon prioritizing Chuck's item.
Okay. I'm gonna go with that. 19.
Okay, 19 is quite good. So give me a. So are you proficient in persuasion?
I don't believe so.
There's no fucking way you are.
No.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you roll a persuasion check, but using your wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So this is a wisdom-based unskilled check here.
Okay. 6.
Okay.
What's your wisdom modifier?
+3.
Go ahead. I'm going to, because of the drawing, I'm going to give you advantage on this.
My second highest stat.
What's your highest stat?
Dexterity.
Oh, me too.
10.
The monk.
How much?
10. Maybe it's not so
Okay.
good.
Well, here's the thing. This was a combined DC.
Okay.
So there was a total number with a series of successes. So she looks at this and she just goes, "Oh my, you made this last night?"
I did. Had a bit of spare time. Yes.
She like kind of looks at it, and you can tell like there is clearly a sense of, you sense there might be a little bit of vanity here as she likes the depiction of her image that you made. She just goes, that is so sweet. I feel like this is clearly a legendary work of art, and so touching. Tell you what. And she looks at Chip, her little pseudo dragon, and it looks back at her, and it just like kind of like hisses a bit, and then she like kind of leans into it like threateningly, and then it just like, and it starts putting some of the gold back in your coin purse. So it's going to further give you a discount here of 2,500.
What?
Sorry, of 500. So 2,500 total, yeah.
Okay.
With that, she looks back at you and says, "Well, I don't know that I will ever be able to properly thank you for just saving me in one of my darker moments, and also this beautiful illustration. I feel like I owe you a drink, so perhaps tonight, after you're done doing whatever it is you're doing, is that something that you would like?"
Okay, it's time to roll up a third character. You know, tonight's actually not gonna work. But we're in the area, and don't know where life is gonna take me. But if it ever takes me back here again, I'll be sure you're one of the first stops I come by.
You watch as she kind of like looks at you, and she like kind of like bites her lip a little bit, and then she looks over at her pseudo dragon, and she just goes like, "I've got such terrible taste in men. This one's gonna be trouble."
That's an insult.
She says, "I'm sorry. What I mean is, you seem like a heartbreaker." Very well. Well, it is an open invitation. You can swing by anytime, day or night. And here you go. And she just like takes the little box and she ties like a little bow around it. And as she does that, she takes this like what looks like this long like tooth, like this like kind of long bone tooth thing that is on some twine, and she wraps it into the like bow that she put on this thing, and she just like quickly reaches forward and like pushes this box into your chest and reaches forward and like gives you a little kiss on the cheek and just says, "Hope I see you soon." And she added a little charm to your purchase. You being an enchanter will be able to quickly identify this. She is adding a demon tusk charm as a little goodie bag. So with this, when you fall to 0 hit points, if you have a reaction available, you can use it to make a melee attack, and on a critical hit, you stay at 1 HP.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll write that down there. Whoa. Hopefully this doesn't come in handy, but thank you very much, Kasaria. We've, places to go, people to see. I will hopefully be back. Thank you.
Bye.
And he'll walk out of the store, extremely red-faced to everybody. Sorry.
Well, how'd it go?
Yeah, sorry that took so long. I think I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a boy. Good
With
job.
that, Mazarin just kind of pipes up and just goes, "Yeah, well, I feel like, somebody's got to get laid around here."
Well, hey.
Charles kind of like looks around.
She just goes, "So far, it's just my man Charles putting up all that weight," and she pulls up her high five.
I go straight for it.
I don't think that's what Jessica would say.
Too late. Too late. It's canon. Canon event.
Definitely would.
Mazarin just goes, "I'm sorry, I was drinking all night, and I think a little bit has stuck with me. That feels very out of character." As you were.
That's the Mazarin I like to see.
Yeah, she's definitely still a little drunk. We should probably get her drunk more often. That's fun.
Yeah. Fun Mazarin.
But I got
Yeah, looks like you bought
Are you
something.
just gonna
Where'd it go?
stay here, or are you guys moving in
Look,
together, or what's happening?
Yeah.
well, if
If
we're
you are
coming
in
back.
Vegas next time, let me know. I have something that can take the edge off.
No, don't take anything he gives you.
Yeah,
Well, I
unless
mean,
it's an emergency.
his powder has been pretty good. Makes me feel good. I might take some of your cologne later. I got some manacles. Heavily implied that they could be used in many ways.
Okay.
Mostly, exactly.
Oh,
Mostly for locking down anybody that can sort of teleport around, like you, Mazarin. I didn't mean it. No. Yeah.
What the hell?
Dude,
Okay.
you gotta. We're gonna have to work on this.
Yeah, is that what you were like the entire time in there?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Mazarin told me I was ugly as hell, and then Kasari was
Hold
being
on.
all.
Time out. Time out.
That's
Enoch, I'll be honest with you. Remember that one time when I told you that I said that I thought you were ugly?
I do, yes.
I did that because I wanted you to gain the confidence that you needed so that you could know that you didn't need anyone else's approval and that you had it the whole time,
the power was inside of you all along.
all along.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
I'm gonna say right now that's probably the worst way you could have done that.
Because
Yep, definitely
Because look at it
agree.
this way. You came at me with a question and I just gave you an answer. But in all of your experience so far, especially within the last 10 minutes, has that been proven to be true? Seems like not. So in a way, we've all grown.
Yeah. You know, I'd say it worked. You did the job properly, Mazarin.
Yeah,
Sal, do you have anything for nausea? I think I might puke.
Yeah, let me see what they have. Hold on. Was
Not
that
because of
serious
you, to be
question?
clear, because I'm drunk.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Enoch, here. Enoch, try this one next time you get nervous. This will help. I'm gonna hand you a potion of enhance ability for charisma
Haste.
checks. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're smoking crack.
Nervous?
You'll be
Haste.
fine. I'm gonna give you one of Saul's giggle juices enhance ability for charisma saves. And yeah, for charisma based everything.
Yep.
Gives you
Yep.
advantage.
Got it.
Take it.
Guys, I gotta hit the sack.
All right,
Come
James.
on.
We'll see you
Hey,
later.
man.
I love you
We'll
all.
probably wrap up soon. Love you all, buddy. Love you,
you.
buddy.
This has been a hilariously fun episode.
Session.
Figures the one session I play drunk and I'm not drunk. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. So, with that, as you reconvene with your group and you recover from whatever the fuck just happened, you
I don't know.
you all reconvene, and you will determine what we do next week. I think we'll call it here.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll allow you guys
That was a
to.
lot of fun.
Yeah.